Hey Dane, so I only saw your first inning out of field one, but how did you feel overall, even the ones that followed that?
I body wise, I feel great. On that first mound, like that first inning on the mound, felt like my rhythm was just a little bit off, and then as the innings went on, I felt a lot more comfortable. My timing and rhythm came back.
Do you know how many pitches did you throw total?
I think roughly 45. I think we're about 15 per inning.
Okay, and just playing the White Sox, I guess, how did that feel to see those guys and team that traded you early in the off season?
I mean, like them stepping up to the plate, it kind of felt like how it was like during the lockdown, not the lockdown, the shutdown with COVID, and then coming up through the minors with them. I was able to always pitch against them, so I felt real comfortable with like them stepping in the box.
Thanks, Dane.
No problem.
Other questions? Alex?
Hey Dan, has there been any conversation about what your potential role is going to be coming opening day for the club?
Not that I know of. The only thing that I've been focused on is just what I could focus on: my pitching, my what I do off the field, like every day, working out, running, get my things in. That's the only thing I've really been focusing on.
Do you feel like, and I know you made an appearance in the wild card last year, do you feel like that appearance is going to really benefit not just from you, but because this is a young rotation and a young pitching corner?
I mean, yes. I mean, any experience I feel like is a good experience. Even though I had such a short stint in that postseason, just being able to experience the feelings, the nerves, the environment of a postseason game, I feel like that's going to help me out in the long run.
Thanks, Dane.
Other questions for Dane? Evan Grant.
So Dane, I want to make sure 45 pitches over the 3 innings. You didn't throw another up in the bullpen or anything like that, right?
No, sir. No.
Okay. Please don't call me sir.
Sorry.
No. Um, so where do you feel like you are right now in terms of? I know what you'd like to end up doing when this spring training is over. Where do you feel like you are in terms of trying to meet that goal?
I feel really close, especially after today's outing, where I was able to get a lot like my rhythm back, my timing, everything's working well together. I was able to throw all technically I guess 5 pitches for strikes. I felt good. Just going from starting off as in like that first inning and then going to the third inning where I did feel comfortable and strong and was executing the pitch as well. I feel really close to what I need to be from this upcoming season.
Is there? You feel like there's anything else? Obviously, you still got to lengthen out some more. But is there anything else you feel like you need to address specifically over the final 2 weeks of spring training?
Honestly, just repetition and executing pitches. At this point, like I feel confident in everything, and I just need to get that repetition.
Hey, I don't know. Have we asked you this? How do you feel about the idea? Chris Woodward just talked about both you and Cody and the Tommy John history and last year's innings pitch. Talked about managing your innings this year, and I can't recall if we've already asked you this, but do you feel like you're ready to go without limits, or do you feel like you need to be monitored?
I feel capable of going full go, but I'm just gonna do whatever the team is willing to, like whatever I can for the team to be able to like provide and like back up the team.
Okay. All right. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem.
We'll go to Chris.
Hey Dane, you mentioned the experiences that you had last year, and obviously one of those experiences was having to play in front of no fans. Especially in a postseason setting, you would think the atmosphere is just going to be that much better. Can you kind of go through just your mentality of what it's going to be like to play in front of fans again, and then I guess the second part of my question is, are there any concerns that you have?
Me personally, I don't think it's going to be much different at all. I had so much adrenaline going just from my debut and just being as a rookie playing at that level. once I step on that mound, everything else that's on the outside disappears. I mean, you could probably ask any baseball player; they'll say the same thing. You get essentially tunnel vision. So at least for me, I don't think it'll change that much. Maybe a little bit more adrenaline. But for the most part, I had so much adrenaline going from last year that I think it'll be the same for this year.
Okay, great. Thanks, Dane.
Levi.
All right, Dane, I have a very not serious baseball question, but it is a question I've had for a few weeks.
Alrighty.
I saw a picture of you pitching, and there was a tattoo on the inside of your right bicep. And on the picture, it looked like it said thick. Is that what it says?
Well, thick is one of the words. It says through thick and thin.
Okay.
Yeah, so my brother, my sister, my sister doesn't have it, but a really close family friend and his little brother, we all have the same tattoos. So me and my brother, it's through thick and thin on my right arm. And then in Korean, we have same blood on the left arm. And so me and my brother have them in the exact same spots. And then our really close family friend and his little brother, they have it on opposite arms. So through thick and thins on the left and then same bloods on the right.
Okay.
Yep.
That makes way more sense than just
Thick.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Anything else for Dane? Dr. Kennedy?
And when we were talking to Kyle just now, he was basically saying how you're like kind of a sponge, I guess. You keep trying to learn as you go through. I know you're still technically in prospect status, but you have major league experience. You know, what kind of things have you learned so far this spring? You know, getting adjusted to a new camp and all of that. And this is your, I think, third team since you were drafted, which is kind of crazy when you think about it because you're a highly touted prospect like that.
It's just, I mean, unfortunate to be in the situation I am. Just being able to talk and be able to learn with the people who have had, you know, years of service time. For example, like Kyle Gibson, I try to keep myself around him and pick his brain as much as I can because he's experienced things that I haven't experienced, and he's done things that he's been successful with. So me being like a rookie and coming up, like I'm trying to establish myself and be successful as well. So I'm trying to surround myself with that environment. But just being able to talk with each and every guy and learning like simple things, like for example, Kyle Gibson just kind of helped me go through like a stability water bag routine, just kind of waking up the body, kind of loading the hip a little bit, and I really love it, and I've been using it, you know, every chance I get. And so little things like that I can pick off from each person and use for myself, I find it very helpful.
What is that stability water bag routine you said?
So essentially there's 3 different bags. One's a ball, but it has just water inside of it. And we do certain movements like a lunge or something like that where the water will shift and you have to like pretty much stabilize your front leg or your core and things like that because the water is going to pull you in certain directions.
Okay. And a totally random one. Do you know any Korean? I know obviously Yang is a part of the bullpen now.
Yeah. So just words. Like growing up, my mom's full Korean, but I wasn't the greatest student. I should say. I mean, I hardly wanted to learn English, and I can only imagine me as a kid trying to learn Korean. So all I wanted to do was play baseball, and yeah. So I only know words. And then certain foods, and that's about it.
All right, thanks, Dane.
No problem.
Okay, we'll go to Jeff Wilson.
Hey, Dane, did you know Taylor Hearn?
Yes. Yep.
Way back when? What were your initial thoughts of him then, and how do you think he's developed as a pitcher?
Well, I really did it when I mean yes for that, I met him. I didn't meet him when he was with the Nationals.
Oh, okay.
I only met him this past offseason, just kind of talked with him on the phone because I had a charity event that I put on, and I was trying to get him to join up as well.
Yeah.
And just being a teammate, I was just trying to talk with him and everything. So I didn't really get to know him at all with the Nationals. I think he was gone the year I got drafted, but yeah. So I kind of just met him recently.
Okay, all right. No,
And he's a really good dude. He's a really good dude.
I was just wondering if you guys had crossed paths. All right. Appreciate you.
No problem.
Okay, let's go. One more. We'll go to Evan.
Hey, Dane, now I got to ask, what was, besides the fact that you're brothers, what was the impetus and the inspiration behind doing the matching tattoos and the message of Through Thick and Thin?
I mean, that we're always family and that we're going to be there for each other no matter what. Even if we're going through good or bad, we're always going to be there. I mean, we're the same blood. It's family first, always.
But there wasn't like an incident or anything that led you guys to that. It was just
Us being typical teenagers.
Okay. That's all. I just wanted to double check on that.
Yep.
Thanks, man.
No problem.